I've been looking for ways to kind of extend the time that I have to finish the project that I'm working on. And one of the ideas that I got was to just see what type of jobs are available nowadays. And, the first thing I did was I looked into LinkedIn. I have an account that I haven't used for a while. And I was like, let me check it out. Let me see what's happening in LinkedIn. And so, I posted that I'm open for work opportunities. And immediately I got messages from like 5 people and who appeared to be like recruiters. And I was like, oh, okay, things seems to be okay. So let me see, what type of opportunities they're gonna present me with. And then after talking to them, I spent like half an hour talking to them. They asked me about my experience, and I was looking for opportunities in animation and illustration, things like that. And so they asked for my resume, and I was like, "Sure, here's my resume," you know. And then all of them replied to me. They said, "Oh, my resume is not efficient. Is not like it doesn't follow the formatting bullshit." And they all recommended me. They all recommended that I just go to this person that they knew on Fiverr who specializes in resume formatting. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, if I'm applying for a company and doesn't want to hire me because my resume is not following the latest formatting standard, then I don't want to work for that company. Like, it's gonna be hell working for them. Imagine that. Imagine not being hired because you haven't followed the company's standard resume formatting, whatever bullshit that is. And so I was like, all right, let me. Oh, thank you for wasting my time. So let me see what other opportunities are available out there. So I look around and I see some jobs that are kind of similar to what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that is either part time or highly flexible, so that I could because I have a son that I have to take care of, and I don't want to hire a nanny or send him to daycare. I find some jobs that could work for me, and I click on the link and I see like 200 people applied for that position, and I'm like, this job has been uploaded for 7 hours and it's already got like 200, 300 people applied. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And so okay, I keep scrolling, and then I keep looking, and I get into this company that seems to be hiring freelancers. I'm like, okay. And so it turned out it's not really a company. It's kind of like a website, kind of like Fiverr or freelance or Behance or whatever bullshit websites these are nowadays. And they just want me to create a profile and create an account, and which I did. I mean, I tried to create a Fiverr account, and I'm like, the jobs that I've been seeing, like they want me to basically create a like 5 minute animation, and they want to pay me $200. I'm like, do you understand how much time that takes? These websites, they kind of put you at a huge disadvantage, because you're suddenly now competing with a person who lives on the other side of the planet, and they live in a cheaper place. They live in a cheaper country, and they don't have to pay you know a fortune for rent, and so they probably could survive for they could probably survive by making a couple $100 a month. But this doesn't work here. You can't. If you live in the U.S., you have to be making. I would say, forget the national federal minimum wage, which is like $7.25 per hour, which is laughable. Who the hell came up with this number? $7.25. They were like, oh, $7 is not enough. Let's make it $7.25. That would make it enough. Like if you wanna come up with a true minimum wage, I think it should be around like the $30 per hour nowadays, considering the cost of living today. Because if you think about it, like $30 per hour, that is equal to, I would say, something around the $62,000 a year. And if you take out all the taxes and the rent that you have to pay and groceries nowadays, it's crazy. So you can, and the health insurance and the car expenses and all that, you could barely make it with a $62,000 a year if you're single. If you have a family, forget it. And so I was like, all right, let me see what other jobs are available. Forget. Let's put the animation and illustration on the side for now. Let me see, because like I said, I'm a very highly skilled person. I have a lot of different skills. I could drive the heavy duty trucks, and I looked at some driver opportunities out there, and they're paying like $20 per hour. And of course, they don't want part-time drivers. They want full-time drivers. I'm like, I'm not devoting my life for you so you can pay me $20 per hour, which is really below the minimum wage, the true minimum wage. And the second thing I looked at is like a handyman position, because I owned my contracting business for a while, and I'm a pretty handy person. I could fix pretty much everything in a house. And the same thing. I looked at the handyman positions. They're paying like $17 to $20 per hour, which is like, I don't understand like these companies. Like you can't really survive with these wages. You just can't. So the other thing that I tried was Uber, Uber is, I don't know why people would do Uber, at this point. It's like basically all the money that you make from Uber, you're gonna have to spend it later on fixing your car. Just one trip to the mechanic will make you pay basically everything that you made working for Uber. Which, if you think about it, you're just taking a loan from your car that you're gonna have to pay it back. And so basically you're working for the interest of that car equity loan. That's all what you're doing when you work for Uber. So it's a very lousy deal. I don't recommend it. I tried to come up with some like business ideas. I was like, all right, let me see if I can, maybe I have I have this van, I'm sitting in this van, and I just came back from this trip. I went around a lot of different grocery shops, and just wanted to see if there's anything that I can deliver to them. Just kind of like be a distributor. But some of them, said some of them expressed interest, but the problem is the profit margin is, you're talking about pennies. You're talking about pennies on a package, and unless I'm delivering hundreds of packages, then I'm basically just working for gas money. And so after like driving around for like 16 hours, I was able to secure $150 worth of business, and and I'm like, $150, that is what they're willing to pay for me to deliver them food from wholesales warehouses right to their door and they want me to and basically work. That would probably take me like an 8-hour drive to finish that route that I created. So after 8 hours of driving, I'll make $150. And I'm like, how is this possible? Um, and so the other thing I tried is like, all right, let me see if I can maybe, I can. What if I can start a sandwich shop? I have a great recipe for a chicken shawarma, and I can make a great sandwich. So let me see if I can start this small shop. And I look around, I keep looking for, and I'm still looking, by the way, and I keep looking for a place to rent, and the cheapest one I found is $5,000, and I'm like, how many sandwiches am I supposed to sell to make $5,000 so I can pay rent? So it's just it's crazy. It's like minimum wage, no matter how you look at it. It's just minimum wage. Like the system is designed to just keep you a slave, basically. They just, it seems like they already figured out the pie, so the pie's already been divided and they've all taken their share. And they just want you to be a slave to them. So when I see this wage slavery out there, it just gives me more motivation to finish the project, gives me more motivation to kind of escape this prison that we're in. And honestly, I'm going to finish the book, one way or the other. I'm not sure if it's going to be, a commercially profitable project, but one of those days, I'm going to make something. Marketing the book is actually a lot harder than writing the book, even though like writing is really hard. It's not an easy thing to write a good novel. Trying to come up with marketing ideas that is organic. I'm not gonna pay for advertising. Maybe I'll have to at one point, but I really don't want to. So I have this idea. Maybe it could work. Hopefully, I'm going to treat the novel kind of like an animated movie, and I'm going to create a trailer, like an animated trailer. And I've already started working on this. If you see one of my short video, I animated the first scene of the trailer, and I'm planning on basically making tutorial as or maybe just document the process as I work on this trailer. I would just make videos as I do them, and I explain how I'm doing it, and maybe talk about some animation principles and techniques and whatnot. And hopefully, by the time I should finish this, in 5 months or so. I'm obviously depleting my savings, and I have about 5 more months to go. And after 5 months, I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, get a job or something. I just there's no other way. Um, I'm trying to avoid that scenario, and I'm not going to give up, not yet. And hopefully, it will be an interesting trailer that would attract the right audience, and hopefully that would just kickstart the project that I'm working on. I'm done working for other people. Even if I have to go back temporarily and work for a job, I'm going to always keep this in my mind, that my goal is to have a system, have a plan, have a business, have something so that my son doesn't have to fall into the same trap that we've all fallen into. This idea of just going to work, be miserable at work, and it's just part of life. I don't think so. I don't think that it's supposed to be like this. This universe is huge. It's full of great things, and we choose to spend it on jobs. Spend all our lives working at jobs that we hate, just so that we could retire at age 70. And then maybe, if we're lucky, if we still have our health, we could just live maybe another couple of years and die. Time is really irreplaceable, and it's the most valuable thing that we have. And these companies that they offer below minimum wage. If you look at the job requirement that these companies list, you just keep scrolling on and on and on. And I'm like, do you realize you're paying less than minimum wage and you have the audacity to list all of these requirements? Like, what do you think? I'm gonna just like live for you? I'm going to devote my life for you, for your shitty wage. And that's why you see people, you can feel it. Like, you walk into any business center, you walk into any store, you feel like the employees just they can't stand being there. They feel they're wasting their time. This is definitely not worth their time. Try to call any customer service center, and if you're lucky enough to talk to a human being, you can tell, like, they have an attitude because they just can't handle the stress, and the quality of everything is going down. I'm like, what the hell? Look, why? What's going on? Like, how is this going to continue? I would just love to hear how people are surviving out there. And what do you guys think about the workload? I really think that the workload, the requirements, these job requirements are just ridiculous for the amount of money that they're paying. It's just insane. It's horrible out there. Let's see what happens.